New polls are out, and it doesn't look good for Kamala Harris. I have not been this worried in a long time. So we don't have a lot of time left. We have less than a month left, and she's now losing in almost all the swing states. 4 days ago, this weekend on October 5th, I wrote, I think Trump is going to retake the lead. Kamala started playing prevent defense with too small a lead. By having her surrogates tell everyone how pro-business she is, she accidentally gave up the mantle of the change candidate. That's what's going to decide this election.
That's radical liberal and host of the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, having a panic attack over the sudden realization that Donald Trump will likely win the 2024 election. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like the honeymoon phase has officially worn off for Kamala Harris because the manufactured hype of establishment media shills just can't seem to manifest into actual enthusiasm or support from voters. Also, it doesn't seem to help that Harris and Walz appear to be doing everything in their power to become some of the most unelectable candidates in history.
There are certain things you do that make a difference, and especially in an election this tight. Running towards populism and trying to serve the average American works. Running towards big business and Dick Cheney does not work. It's a bad strategy. Hiding from the press does not work. Saying that you're the same as Biden does not work. Saying Trump's a bad guy. But that's not the point right now. The point is, how do you win this election? And it's not rocket science. You offer the average American things that they need and things that they want. You should be their representative. You should be their fighter. You should be out there fighting for them. And right now, they're not seeing it. So when I saw that they weren't doing the fundamentals right, I said, uh-oh, now she's going to lose the lead. And she has. I started getting the same sense over the weekend that I got the weekend before the 2016 election. Mark Halperin is a guy who was an establishment insider for a long time. He says that in all the private polls that he is seeing, she's now losing almost everywhere. So let me give you one of his quotes. He says, the conversation I'm having with Trump people and Democrats with data are extremely bullish on Trump's chances in the last 48 hours. Extremely bullish. We think of the 7 battleground states. Which one is Harris in danger of losing? I would say Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, North Carolina, and Georgia. Well, that's almost all of them.
It's not just in private polls either. Trump's leading in betting markets too, and say what you want about those, but that's people with skin in the game putting actual money on the line. Because it's not just Cenk who's saying that it's starting to feel like 2016 again. Political hacks and establishment media like CNN are saying the same thing and talking about how Democrats are having meltdowns.
We have some new CNN reporting today about what is going on behind the scenes inside the Harris campaign and more broadly among Democrats who are growing more and more anxious about a 2016 redux.
Yeah, look, that's exactly right, Dana. And this has been a campaign that was described by multiple Democrats, allies, aides, to the vice president as a good vibes campaign. But what's also creeping in now is that anxiety. The reason for that is because these polls are not really moving. Despite multiple battleground blitzes, despite the opportunities she has had across media outlets, there is still not a lot of movement from voters who are moving more towards her versus former President Donald Trump. In fact, I had one source describe it to me this way, quote, people are nervous. They know the polls are tight. And a lot of us are having these flashbacks to 2016, too. We know when it can go the wrong way and it can still feel fresh. So 2016 is the key here. When I've talked to Harris campaign officials, it often comes up in conversation. Where did Hillary Clinton have her pitfalls? And where can they make up that ground and build on what Joe Biden did in 2020?
You know, this is so funny because it was the media who was describing this as a vibes campaign. It's not just something random people were saying in real life. I mean, for crying out loud, CNN had that woman laughing about how Harris was avoiding them and praising her bold strategy of not talking about policy. Yet now they're getting anxious and complaining because they suddenly realized that you can't win a political campaign on unicorn farts and stale Kamala Harris brat memes. I mean, I'm honestly not even sure if what Democrats are doing right now is due to incompetence or overconfidence. They've been running so badly that it could either mean they have an ace up their sleeves that we don't know about, or they've just given up entirely and are trying to give Trump a terrible second term by steering the country into an iceberg and handing him control of the ship. But let me know what you think. Will Democrats turn this thing around before the election, or is the Harris campaign doomed? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!